Pause for a moment and breathe. Stop rushing inside yourself as if your life depends on making it through one more day without falling apart. I am speaking to you right now, in this very second, because your tears are not random and they are not shameful. They are a sign. They are a cry that went higher than you know and came back with an answer. Turn down the noise around you. Lower the sound of everything that pulls you away. Close the door if you can. If you cannot, then at least close the door of your mind. Sit down and listen with care, because this did not come to you by accident. You did not simply come across these words. You were led here. There is urgency in the air, a hidden movement that only a tender heart can feel, and that is why I am reaching your inner self with strength. Stop. This is not just another message. It is not a nice line to lift your mood for a little while. It is a direct touch from heaven in the middle of your daily life. Lately you have felt a strange heaviness when you wake up, as if it takes so much to begin, as if your soul is hanging between hope and tiredness. It is not only weariness, it is your spirit trying to tell you that something is changing and that you need to rise. There is a quiet battle happening around you. It is not always seen by the eyes, but it is felt in the chest. It moves through your feelings, through your choices, through your thoughts at midnight, and you noticed it. That uneasiness you could not explain, that sense that something was wrong, that warning feeling that made you look at your phone as if waiting for news. You not ignore that sign any longer. You are not losing your mind. You are not making too much of it. You are being warned. I tell you this not to make you afraid, but so you can get ready. Today is a day to stay watchful. Today is a day to open the eyes of your soul. Because when someone wakes up within, fear starts losing its place, and when someone comes into line with heaven, what looked like danger becomes a chance to see my hand. I want to ask you something simple but important. Stay until the end of this first part. Do not leave in the middle. Not because I need your attention, but because you need understanding. There is a key hidden in the ending of this section, a key your heart will know. And if you are one of those who understand the language of heaven, say within yourself, I am awake. I am watching. Do not say it to impress anyone. Say it to mark your spirit as one who lights a lamp in the middle of the hall. I know it is hard for you to believe that there is still something waiting for you. I know. You have gone through so many letdowns, so many waits with no answers, so many promises broken by people who promised and did not keep their word, that you began to think I would be the same. And I do not blame you for feeling that way. I do not come to shame you for being tired. I come to tell you something that does not rest on your strength. What you could not carry by yourself, I will carry. It is not about your power. It is about my faithfulness. And my faithfulness does not run dry. I do not forget. I do not take back my word. I do not fail. What I spoke over your life still remains, even if your spirit has grown weak, even if your faith has become quiet, even if your prayers lately have been more deep breaths than words, still I am here. There was a night, and you know which one, when you cried and no one noticed. You turned away so they would not see you. You wiped your face quickly, held back the shaking in your throat, and thought, if I disappeared, no one would even notice. But I was so near that I felt every tear like a prayer. Even though you said nothing, your silence still spoke. It told me, I have no strength left. And let this be clear, those words did not make me step back, they stirred me to act. Because when you could not go on, I started moving things. I started sending people. I set up talks, short-ranged moments and shut down harmful paths without you even knowing. I stirred your heart so you would not give your soul to places that would only empty you. You thought it was misfortune, but it was protection. Hear me well. You are not forgotten. You are not outside the plan. You are not just a name lost in a crowd. If I am speaking to you today, it is because your story has meaning. And when I choose to move heaven for someone, there is no system, no person, and no condition that can stop what I have already written by my hand. There is something in your life that has taken over your thoughts, something you have watched stay stuck, a matter that keeps coming back as if it had breath in it. You have said, "It cannot happen." Others told you, "There is no way left now." But I tell you, it is already settled in heaven, even if you do not yet see it. And when I decide something above, sooner or later it appears below. It is not magic. It is rule. It is power. It is love moving. Maybe you feel small, without reach, without strength, but you do not need to be powerful to receive. You only need to say yes. You only need to open your heart the way someone opens their hands. I carry the way. You receive what was meant for you. Just as a mother feeds a baby that cannot hold a spoon, so I will carry you. You only open the mouth of your soul and I will fill it. I am your supply when you do not have enough. I am your peace when sleep will not come. I am the one who puts you back together when you feel you have broken too many times. I am the one who stands in your battles when you have no fight left in you. And I do not say this just to comfort you. I say it as a word already set in place. You know what I love most about you. That even while hurting, you did not fully let go. Even when you doubted, even when you were upset, even when you said, "I feel nothing now," still you kept looking. Maybe awkwardly, maybe without the right words, but you kept looking for me, and I do not turn away from that heart. I hold that heart. I mend that heart. I honor that heart. I am proud of you. Yes, proud because it was not easy to come this far. Because there were days when the enemy wanted you to quit, but could not. Not because you were impossible to break, but because my hand held you up even when you did not know it was my hand. I walked with you through long places where you were sure you were alone, but you were never alone. Never. Now I want you to get ready. Not in your feelings, not with fear, not by building 1,000 pictures in your mind. Get ready inside. Keep your soul open and your spirit awake, because what is coming is promise fulfilled, answer, showing, and justice. Not the justice people give, but mine. And my justice does not fail. In this first part, I leave you one simple word. Today, do not choose from panic. Do not answer from pain. Do not react from tiredness. Pause, breathe, and say inside yourself, I am not alone. I am not too late. I am not lost, because heaven has already moved, and this is only the start. Brothers and sisters, I want to speak with you sincerely for a moment. Right now, our channel has been demonetized, which means YouTube is no longer providing support for this ministry. Yet despite this season, our mission to spread the word of God continues without hesitation. There is a devoted team behind these videos, faithfully serving day and night. As the one leading this ministry, I carry the responsibility of supporting them, but without ad revenue, continuing this work has become more challenging than ever. If these messages have blessed your heart in any way, I humbly ask you to prayerfully consider supporting this ministry. Your gift through Ko-Fi helps us keep sharing the gospel and shining His light. You can find the link in the description or pinned comment. We are truly thankful for your love, prayers, and support. Now, let us return to the message. I know your mind wants quick proof, wants dates, wants clear signs, wants promises, but your soul needs something before all that. It needs to trust again without feeling silly. It needs to believe again without being afraid to fall. And I am going to heal that place in you. I am not asking you to act excited. I only ask you not to shut yourself down. Because the hardest door to open is not the one outside, it is the one in a tired heart. Look at what has happened within you. You started living in defense. You became used to expecting the hit so it would hurt less. You became very skilled at getting through pain. And yes, you got through it. But you were not made only to survive. You were made to live, to breathe with ease, to face tomorrow without your chest feeling tight, to rest without carrying guilt. There were things you did in silence that no one praised. Small acts of kindness that never became stories or pictures or thank yous. Soft prayers in the kitchen, in the bathroom, on the bus, with faraway eyes but a heart still lit. And you wondered, what is the use of this? It matters, because I saw it, I counted it, I kept it, and in heaven none of it is wasted. I also saw the times when you stayed quiet so others would not feel uneasy, when you swallowed your anger so you would not burst, when you kept your mouth closed because you felt no one would understand, when you chose another person's peace over your own truth. That wore you down. And that kind of tiredness is not healed by sleep. It is the wearing down of the soul. But today I tell you, your holding on was not for nothing. I am giving you back your voice. I am giving you back the right to be heard. Sometimes you asked yourself why you never stayed in people's memories, why your effort went unseen, why it felt like your story did not matter. But I hold your full story. I hold every part, every detail, every night, every tear you wiped away in secret. And if the world pushed you aside, I speak for you. Hear this with peace. You did not come to the end. You came to the place where I begin to move in a way you can clearly see. What is coming will not be more of what hurt you. It will be the filling of what I promised. And even if it is hard for you to believe, I do not use your past to condemn you, but to restore what was lost. What hurt you, I turn into strength. What broke you, I turn into a witness. What took your energy, I turn into wisdom. Now pause for a moment and look within. What is pressing on you the most? What thought comes when you switch off the light? What memory stings you when everything becomes quiet? Do not hide it. Do not cover it. Bring it before me. Because what is brought into the light can heal. What stays hidden begins to rot, and you were not made to rot inside. I am going to give you a peace that does not wait for everything to be fixed today, a peace that comes before the answers do. Because there are moments when my first miracle is to quiet the storm inside you so you can see the way ahead. When the mind is trapped in fear, it mistakes doors for walls. But when the spirit becomes still, it starts seeing answers where before it only saw danger. So receive this like a shield around you. I put a wall around your mind. I quiet the noise that blames you. I silence the voice that says you are not enough. I cancel the lie that tells you it is already too late. Because it is not too late, not when I am here, not when I have decided. Now listen even more closely, because what I am going to say is not meant to scare you. It is meant to put both you and the storm in the right place. You are not the storm. You are not the disorder. You are not the failure. You are the ground where I will plant peace, and that is why the noise tried to come first. There are signs you noticed, but did not connect. Small things that looked like chance. A line repeated in different places. A name showing up again. A song reaching you right when you were close to giving up. A dream that stayed with you. A warning feeling that would not leave. It is not chance. It is guidance. When heaven wants to care for you, it does not always speak loudly. Sometimes it repeats the same soft message until you finally hear it. I want you to know this. Your sensitivity is not weakness. It is a signal. It is a gift. It is how your spirit senses what your mind still cannot explain. That is why you were getting so tired. That is why you were feeling so full, because you were picking up other people's battles, the stress around you, hidden motives, and carrying them as if they were yours. But today I release that load from you. You do not have to carry what was never yours. There are people around you who care for you, yes, but there are also people who want you present, not healed. They like you tired because then you ask for nothing. They like you quiet because then you do not trouble anyone. They like you unsure because then you do not move ahead. And you, to keep peace, to be polite, to avoid trouble, have allowed too much. I do not judge you for that. I am waking you up so you do not live the same pattern again. From today you are going to learn to say no without shame. You are going to learn to set limits without feeling that you are losing love, because real love does not leave when you protect yourself. Real love adjusts, puts itself in order, becomes clean. And if someone gets upset when you make a boundary, it is because they were gaining from the fact that you had none. Listen to me, not everything hard to release belongs to you. Some loyalties were passed down to you. Some guilt was placed on you. Some duties you took on because you feared being turned away, and that has stolen your joy. You became the one who fixes, the one who carries, the one who rescues, the one who says I'm fine so everyone else can be okay. But I did not call you to be everyone's support stick. I called you to walk with me. That is why today I place protection over your home, over your mind, over your choices. Not weak protection, but a wall of clarity. You are going to begin noticing things that once confuse you. You are going to feel uneasy in places you once accepted. You are going to lose interest in talks that once kept you busy. Not because you are becoming hard, but because your spirit is growing up. And when that discomfort comes, do not ignore it. Do not hide it with distractions. Do not numb it with noise. That discomfort is my hand shutting a door that would have drained you. That discomfort is my voice saying, not there, because I would rather make you uneasy for a moment than watch you break later. I know you are scared of making the same mistakes again. I know you ask yourself, what if I trust again and get hurt again? What if I try again and nothing changes? But I tell you, this time you are not walking by yourself. This time you are not deciding from pain. You are deciding from light. This time you are not choosing from emptiness. You are choosing from clarity. And if at any point you begin to doubt, I will send you clear signs. Peace when the answer is yes, unrest when the answer is no, and helpful silence when the time is to wait. I also want you to understand this. There are things I do not remove from you, not because I have no power, but because I am teaching you how to discern. There are battles won by stepping away. There are victories found by closing the door. There are wars lost through pride, through forcing, through needing to be right. And you have forced many things. You have tried to hold on to what already needed to end. You have tried to fix bonds that did not want healing. You have poured energy into places that only emptied you. And today I say, enough. You do not need to prove anything. You do not need to persuade anyone of your worth. Your worth is not argued over. Your worth is received. And anyone who cannot honor your worth cannot walk beside you in this season. It is that simple. It is not hate. It is not revenge. It is order. From today, when something steals your peace, you are going to face it honestly and ask, does this bring me closer to my purpose, or does it drain life from me? And that question will become your filter. Because not everything urgent matters. Not everything strong is real. Not everything bright comes from me. And you are going to learn how to tell the difference. I am also going to give you strategy. Yes, strategy, because your faith is not foolish. Your faith is wise. Your faith moves in real steps. And the first real step is this. Guard your entrances. What you listen to, what you watch, what you repeat inside your mind, what you allow into your space. There are little doors that seem harmless, but through them comes discouragement. Through them comes comparison. Through them comes guilt. And today I give you authority to shut those doors. Maybe you think, but this is just how I am. No, this is not simply who you are. You learned to become this way so you could survive. You learned to please so you would not be rejected. You learned to stay quiet so you would not be pointed at. You learned to endure so you would not be left behind. But now you are no longer only surviving. You are stepping into a season of rebuilding. And when rebuilding begins, you do not keep what caused the fall. I want you to hold on to one thing. I do not come late. I come at the exact right time. And if I let some things continue for so long, it was because you needed to let go of the false idea of control and learn true trust. Because not everything you control is safe. Sometimes what you control becomes a cage. And you, without seeing it, locked yourself inside habits that guarded you from pain but also pulled you away from joy. Today I open an exit for you. Today I show you the road back to yourself. And it is not a loud road. It is a road made of small but steady choices. A truthful talk, a limit placed at the right time, rest without shame, forgiveness that sets you free instead of pushing you back, a door closed in peace. And before moving into the next part, I want to seal this section with a truth. You are not under pressure so you will lose. You are under pressure so you will grow. And what grows can hurt, but it also becomes stronger. So when you feel the heaviness, do not decide that everything is falling apart. Say instead, I am changing. Say, I am coming through. Say, I am being brought into line. Now do something simple. Put your hand on your chest for a moment and breathe deeply and say inside yourself, I receive clarity. I receive peace. I receive direction. Do not say it so life suddenly becomes perfect. Say it so your inside is put in order and you can walk without fear. Let me tell you something about your thoughts. Not every thought you think began with you. Sometimes they are learned voices, words someone spoke over you, fears passed down to you, hopes others forced on you, and because you repeated them so often, you started to believe they were who you are. But today I break them down one by one. You are not hard to love. You are not too late. You are not a burden. You are not the one who always fails. Those names do not come from me. I call you by your true name, not by your mistakes. In the days ahead, you are going to feel a pull to bring things into order. Your room, your time, your priorities. Do not ignore it. When I prepare a miracle, I also prepare the place where it will land. If your life is packed with noise, The blessing may come and still be hard for you to notice. That is why I am clearing your sight and your surroundings. I am going to teach you to know my yes and my no without needing disasters. My yes brings steady peace, even if the way is hard. My no brings drain. You push, you force, and everything starts to feel heavier. Do not confuse effort with purpose. Some efforts are pride hiding itself. Some forms of holding on are really fear of letting go. And I give you permission to release what steals life from you. And hear this next word gently. Do not tell your plans to everyone, not because of fear, but because of wisdom. Some people put out the fire with their doubt. Others compete. Others only want details so they can control. You do not need applause to keep moving. You need direction. Protect what is sacred. Guard what is growing. If you ask how you can know this is your new season, I answer you like this, because what used to satisfy you does not fill you now. What you once accepted now feels heavy. What you once kept quiet now burns inside you. The discomfort is a sign that change is happening. When one season ends, the soul no longer fits in the old clothes. Do not be afraid of losing people because you are growing. Sometimes loss is a sorting. Sometimes an ending is protection. And yes, it hurts because you love with depth. But I will not allow your love to become a chain. Your love is strength, not punishment. Today I say that your nights are going to shift. You are going to sleep with more peace. You are going to wake up with less heaviness. Not because everything will be fixed in a single moment, but because the weight that was never yours is starting to fall away. And when an unexpected moment of calm comes, do not ruin it. Do not run back to chaos just because it feels familiar. Worry is not love. It is fear trying to stay in control. Love trusts. Love rests, love releases. There is one certain door I need you to shut, the door of speaking harshly to yourself, that inner voice that shames you every time you get something wrong. Each time it rises, answer it. I do not receive that voice. I am in process. I am being renewed, and little by little that voice will grow weaker. Remember, if you must choose, I will lead you. If you must wait, I will keep you. If you must release something, I will carry you. I do not ask you for perfection, I ask you for truth. And with truth, I do full work. Now I want you to go deeper with me, because in this season I am not only lifting burdens, I am giving strength back. And true renewal is not loud. It is not instant. It is not for show. It is inward. It is quiet. It is steady. It is when you stand up again without needing to prove anything to anyone. You have spent a long time living on automatic. You did what had to be done. You showed up, answered, kept going, but inside you felt empty. Not always sad, not broken every day, just tired of carrying, tired of being the strong one, tired of being the one who understands, tired of being the one who waits. And that tiredness sank deep into the bones of your soul. Today I begin to pull it out from the root. I want to tell you something that very few people ever told you. It was not weakness to feel worn out. It was a result of giving more than you received for much too long. And that does not make you less spiritual, or less able, or less worthy. It makes you human. And I did not come to require that you be unbreakable. I came to restore you so you can truly live again. There are parts of you that slowly grew dim, not in one moment. It was a quiet wearing down. You stopped feeling excited. You stopped being moved so easily. You stopped making plans that were only for you. You became careful, guarded, controlled, not because of wisdom, but because of disappointment. And I do not want you to keep living halfway just to avoid pain. I want to return to you the power to feel without fear. The healing I begin now will not make you foolish. It will not leave you open without covering. It will make you wise without becoming cold, strong without becoming stiff, sensitive without spilling over. Because real healing is not shutting yourself off. It is learning to open with wisdom. I am going to give you back your dignity. Not the kind of dignity that depends on people noticing you, but the kind that rises when you no longer make yourself smaller just to belong, when you no longer explain yourself too much, when you no longer say sorry for taking up space, when you no longer ask permission to be who you are. The dignity shows in the way you walk, the way you speak, the way you choose. There are things you did out of love that ended up costing you far too much. You adjusted. You made yourself smaller. You stayed quiet. And at first it looked like sacrifice, but over time it turned into leaving yourself behind. And I do not want you to leave yourself behind anymore. I did not make you to disappear inside other people. I made you to give from fullness, not from lack. That is why in this season I am going to teach you to receive without guilt, to rest without feeling careless, to enjoy without waiting for something bad to happen after, because one of the deepest wounds you carry is this. When life feels good, you get ready for it to fall apart, as if calm cannot be trusted, as if joy is unsafe. And that ends today. Not everything good is taken away. Not every joy comes with pain after it. Not every peace is short. There are blessings that come to remain, and you are going to learn to live in them without ruining them yourself. I am also going to restore your joy, not fake smiles, not loud excitement. I mean a quiet joy, the kind that needs no noise, the kind that rises when you see you are no longer running, when the same thoughts stop chasing you, when you look at yourself in the mirror and do not tear yourself down, when your breathing grows deeper and your mind becomes still. Your body has been holding feelings you never let out. Tightness in your shoulders, tiredness that stays, aches with no clear reason. You are not broken, you are overloaded. And as you read these words, I begin to loosen what is tight, to lift the pressure, to return true rest to you. Not only sleep, but rest for the soul. I want you to know this. Healing does not mean forgetting. It means remembering without pain taking over. It means looking back without becoming small inside. It means accepting what happened without letting it decide what comes next. And you are ready for that, even if you do not fully believe it, because you made it through, and the one who makes it through can heal. A new strength is starting to rise in you. It is not hype. It is steadiness. It is when you stop answering the same way to the same things, when what once overwhelmed you no longer pulls you in, when you choose silence instead of fighting, when you choose distance instead of being drained. That is a sign of restoration. I am also going to return emotional clarity to you. You are going to begin knowing what is truly yours to feel and what you have been carrying for others. You are going to notice when something belongs to you and when it does not. And that clarity is going to save you from so much pain, because many times you cried over things that were never yours to carry. You made yourself responsible for other people's feelings. You blamed yourself for choices that were never in your hands. And today I release you from that weight. I want to speak to you about your heart. Your heart is not weak. It is hurt, yes, but it is still noble, still generous, still deep, and I am not going to make it hard just to keep it safe. I am going to heal it so it can remain what it is, but with limits, because a healthy heart does not stop loving. It learns how to love in a better way, In this season, I am not going to force you to run. I am going to teach you to walk with strength, because there are people who move fast, but fall apart with ease. And you have already broken enough. Now you are going to move forward with base, with roots, with steadiness, without rushing but without stopping. I am also going to return desire to you, the desire to create, to learn, to try something different, to make plans without feeling that you are wasting your time. The desire faded because you connected it with disappointment. But not every try ends in loss. Some tries prepare you, even when you do not see it then. I want you to begin treating yourself with the same patience you give to others. You are gentle with everyone except yourself. You ask more from yourself. You forgive yourself less. You judge yourself too hard, and that does not come from me. I do not speak to you with scorn. I do not shame you when you fail. I do not pull back love when you make a mistake. So stop doing that to yourself. In the days ahead, you are going to notice something. Less need to explain yourself, less hunger for approval, less fear about fitting in. And maybe at first that will feel strange, like something is gone. Loving is gone. The noise left. This healing also touches your identity. For a long time you defined yourself by what you gave, by what you fixed, by how useful you were. And when you could not give, you felt without worth. But your value is not in your use, it is in your being. You matter even when you do not produce, even when you rest, even when you help no one, because you are not a tool, you are a life. I want you to receive this truth quietly. You do not have to earn the right to be okay. You do not have to hurt in order to deserve. You do not have to prove yourself in order to receive. Some things come simply because they should, because they are yours, because the time has come, and this is your time for restoration, not for demand, not for pressure, not for comparison, but for restoration. When you feel like crying and you do not know why, do not stop it. Sometimes tears are not sorrow, they are release. They are the body letting go of what the mind no longer needs to carry. And I am there with you, not to push you but to stay with you. I am going to close this part with something important. Do not be afraid to enjoy life again. Do not think that doing so betrays what wounded you. Healing does not erase your story, it honors it, because only the one who truly suffered knows how to enjoy with depth. Now we are going to speak about something that has been touched many times in your life, but almost never with truth. Your identity. Not the one other people put on you, not the one you took on to survive, not the one you wore so you would not be pushed away. I am speaking of who you are now after all you have lived through, after what you lost, after what pain forced you to learn. For a long time you mixed identity with function. You believed you were what you did, what you gave, what you solved, what you endured. And when you could not do those things, you felt as if you were failing as a person. But today I come to pull that lie out from the root. You are not what you do. You are who you are even when you do nothing.